Good afternoon. It is 1:30 in London in the afternoon, and this is our 1062 in No Man's Sky. Slightly different one than before. I am currently uploading my videos to YouTube. People are watching. Thank you very much for watching. It's very humbling that people spend time to listen to me prattle on, or if I haven't got the mic on. I have to check, don't I? Yeah, my mic is on, and the camera's on. How you doing? I need to move slightly over here to get sort of centered. But yeah, I got asked a question. I got asked a question by Magtium, and the question was, I'm just asking myself, why do you produce those particular items? What is the goal in their production? And I answered it in text, but I thought, well, we have the opportunity to use No Man's Sky to actually describe what's going on with my production. To prepare for this, I've completely cleared down my inventory of absolutely everything. There's nothing in there at all. This is my exosuit inventory. Your starship has a separate inventory, and your freight has a separate inventory. So do your what are they called? The exocraft, yes. These things are. Well, I probably didn't put them back. The vehicles that you can get. So there's no point in me walking over there because they're not there. But if you build a base, you can also build items which allow you to grow certain plants. This is a base on a paradise planet called New Oemanir. It's a glorious planet. This planet is, if I go over the edge here, formed of these very high mountains with these wonderful flat tops, which means that it's perfect for base building because you've got a nice flat area to build your base upon, and it means you get lots of sunlight because you're high up on the atmosphere. So in a paradise planet like this, the weather's always excellent. I'm not sure what's going on here, why we have some dust here, but that seems new, but I'm not that worried by it. So I was very happy when I found this planet. I think it was my first paradise planet that I found. It is out in the outskirts of the Hilbert galaxy, which is the second galaxy you visit if you go in ordinary order. It's a base that's powered by solar energy. These solar panels power these batteries. These batteries store electricity as well as power the base. There's the blue line. And there are many types of planters and things you can build within a base, but the most, for me anyway, most useful are these big semicircular biomes. These biomes allow you to plant 16 different plants in a circle. And there are only a certain amount of plants you can grow. So if you move over to, is it here? Yes. And the advanced technology tab of your base building, you have various planters, standing planters, hydroponic trays, and other more ephemeral stuff, which is just stuff to make your base look more lived in, I suppose. But there are these plants: gamma weed, fungal clusters, frostwort, venom urchins, soda vines, facum, gut rot flowers, Gravitino hosts, Mordo roots, Echinocactus, star brambles, album and pearl orbs, and nip. These all have a various cycle, as in how quickly they will produce crops. Frostwort, for instance, this lovely blue plant here, will produce, does it say here on the information? I don't think it does, but I think it's something like every 20 minutes it will produce a crop. Frostwort produces frost crystal. If you can see there on the highlight, as I bring my cursor over the top of it, it says the plant is a frostwort and it is producing frost crystal. Now all these biomes are growing a recipe that, when we combine them together, will give me a bunch of resources which I can then combine into items which are worth more than the raw product. Those items can then be added to other items to make even more better product, and then even more better product, and then even better product than that. Right at the top of the production chain are two items. These two items are stasis devices and fusion igniters. You can see those items in your craft product menu if you've got the recipe. Here is a stasis device. A stasis device is crafted from quantum processor, cryogenic chamber, and iridescent. And each one of these is worth 15.6 million units on the open market. Right now I don't have any of this production, and actually we're a long way away from being able to make any of these devices. We can't make anything because in my inventory, right here, I've got nothing at all. Nothing can be built. Oh, I can do that. Because that's in my Starship inventory. But let's ignore that for the time being. It's think that didn't happen. Right now, I can't make anything. Now, I'm not going to go through the actual recipe because it would be tiresome. But what we can do, if we look here, this biome here, which it does actually have 16 slots. Though if you put in walkways, you do block some of the slots you have access to. There's a little hack that when you're actually planting biomes like this, delete the doorways and corridors that are associated with it, and you'll get access to those hidden ones, and then you can put the corridor in afterwards and it still grows. It's absolutely fine. But if you do it the other way around and build a biome and then put corridors in, then those things are blocked. So these aren't particularly well set up. I worked that out after I got to this point. So here we have a biome which is growing a bunch of gamma root. I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different plants. Yes, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's because they normally grow 16, but I've got a corridor here and a corridor here, and that's blocking 3 places where a plant could grow with these corridors. If I'd been more efficient, I'd have taken these corridors out and planted them, but never mind, we get there. So, 10 plants of gamma root. If I harvest all of these, with a handy button up here in the middle, look at my inventory, I have 500 gamma root. That's because each one of these plants produces 50 gamma root, and the growing time here, you can see it says it's going to take 4 hours for it to produce a crop again. And all the plants are a bit different. So that's 50 gamma root from this one biome. Let's move on to the next biome over here. This one is growing a bunch of fungal clusters, another bit of gamma root, and echinocactus, which produces cactus flesh. So let's harvest that. And now we have 550 gamma root, because there was one gamma root plant in this biome. 350 fungal mold. Divide that. You get 50 resources per plant when you harvest. So that's 7 of those plants were fungal mold, and cactus flesh we have 200, which is 4. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, something like that. Anyway, that's done, and the cactus flesh takes 16 hours to produce. Another crop, fungal mold, 4 hours. And let's move on. We've got another biome here which is got selenium in it. Look at that, we've got an empty plant spot there we could use. We also have some gut rot flowers which produce facum. Yeah, there's 2 plants there. I'll have to remember that. I'll come back to that. So let's harvest that. And now we have some selenium, a little bit more gamma root, and some facum as well. So that's 5 different types of resources. This is the biome we actually came up on, which is, I think, all frost crystal. Yeah. Next biome, mostly frost crystal, and a bit of mordite root here. That produces mordite. There's that mordite. Some frost crystals. Then on to the next one, which is all gamma root. Yes. Even more gamma root and frost crystals. See, here we go. Now I've managed to use that hack where I managed to plant in the slots that would be blocked by these walkways. This is a lot of fungal mold, some gut rot, selenium, some cactus flesh, some star brambles, more mordite root there. And we have some cactus flesh, gamma root, a bit of nip and facum as well. Let's carry on. Picking up these various bits and bobs. Star bramble. I think we've seen all the different types of plant that I'm growing. They're just spread over different biomes. And the benefit of the biomes is that any of the plants that are in the list here can be grown. You can plant these plants outside, but only certain will grow in the environment. So fungal mold, for instance, wants to grow on toxic planets. Selenium wants to grow on hot planets. Facum can grow anywhere, I think. Frostwort only wants to grow on cold planets. Gamma root on radioactive. I'm just cheating there because there is a biome above here. If I put myself on the ladder and slowly walk up, Here it is. But this ladder bug is going to make me, stick. Can I get off? Yeah, just about. So, now I've got all my production in one place. This is much easier to explain, but now I've made a bunch of gamma root, a bunch of fungal mold, a bunch of fat cactus flesh, selenium, facum, frost crystal, mordite, star bulb, and nip buds. The one odd thing in this group is the nip buds, because I don't use them for any other form of production. These are just easily sold. So I'm going to take them out of my exosuit inventory and put them in my freighter inventory just to keep them out of the way. And we'll go back to my production. Now, I have a question. I have a question about my production cycle, in that I also get a little bit of gamma root from my settlement, Delantis Crossing. They give me about 200 and odd, 230 odd a day. And I'm not sure whether... Should we go pick it up? No, let's not. Let's leave it as is. Now you'll know that when we go to the craft menu, some things are highlighted now. Acid, heat capacitors, polyfiber, unstable gel, glass and lubricants. These are all the elements that I can make, which I couldn't make before I'd done my harvest. So, what I'm going to do is make these. I know roughly what combinations I've got available to me. I've worked out, this is the whole bit of maths that you have to do when you go into this, is work out how much you want of the stuff you need and then put the plants down that will provide that for you. Each plant produces 50. Yes, their cycles are different, varying from 20 hours to, again, frost quart, how quickly are you? A minute, an hour. For frostwort, probably our fastest growing crop. So if we look at acid, for instance, it would take 25 mordite and 600 fungal mold to make one piece of acid. And if you look at those two resources, mordite and fungal mold, I've got a lot more fungal mold than I do mordite to aid in that production, because I want 2 acid. Want, need, like, let's go with like. I'd like 2 acids. So let's pop that. I'm saying build 2, that's going to take 50 mordite and 1200 of my fungal mold. Almost all my fungal mold will go. I've got 150 left. I also want to make some heat capacitors. Heat capacitors made out of frost crystal and selenium. Okay, so we've got frost crystal, and we've got selenium. We've got lots of frost crystal and not so much selenium. It's about 2 to 1, isn't it? A bit frost crystal more, and I'll show you why in a bit for that. What we're going to make is 3 heat capacitors. We're also going to make 3 polyfiber. Am I? Yes, I am. 3 polyfiber, and that requires cactus flesh and star bulb. Again, all these elements have just been coming from the plants this morning, and I'm going to make 2 unstable gels. I know that's the requirement, that's what I can make from the plants that I grow. I can make 2 acid, I can make 3 heat capacitors, 2 polyfiber and 2 unstable gel. 3 polyfiber and 2 unstable gel. I still have some excess because I'm also going to make 8 pieces of lubricant. Lubricant? I don't want to say pieces. Values, that seems wrong as well. Amounts. 8 amounts of lubricant. 8 lubricant. And a bunch of glass. Glass is very easy to make. It only requires 40 frost crystals. You can find frost crystals on very cold planets. But I'm growing it here because it's more controlled. And I'm going to make 40 panes of glass. Now let's look at what we've got left. We've still got some gamma root, we've still got some fungal mold and cactus flesh and selenium and facum and frost crystal and mordite. So we've not run out, but we have decimated the stock that we got to much lower levels. And we've made some of these items. Now these items are worth a lot more in value than the basic units. If you look at a basic unit of, gamma root, it's 16 units each. They're roughly, very few units worthy of a single unit of that good. So in turning them into these items, which are worth 188,000 units each, 180,000 units each, etc. And what I'm looking there is not the total value, it's the value just under that line where it says units each. It's telling you how much that block is valued at, but the actual breakdown as well. So that we could stop here and we could sell these, and we've made not only money from nothing because we've grown goods, but we've even increased the value of the agriculture, these bits that you got, into these higher value items. But it doesn't stop there, because these items can also be combined into other items. 8 lubricant and 40 panes of glass make 8 panes of living glass. Yeah? Now, at the moment in time, the lubricant is worth 880,000 units, and the glass is worth 8,000 units. So that would be 888,000 units altogether. If I combine them, into that, they're now worth 566,000 units each, which is 4.5 and 28, 528 units altogether. The acid and the unstable gel together can make liquid explosives. The heat capacitors and the polyfibers can be made into circuit boards. And now we're beginning to really cook. Again, from nothing, we made some base materials, we turned them into more complex resources, and then from those complex resources we made even more expensive, more valuable goods. And that's pretty good. This would be 4.5 million, this would be 1.6 million, this would be 2.7 million if we went and sold it. But let's not stop there. Let's have a look at these really, really high value items. Again, we have not made any quantum processors, we've not made any cryogenic chambers. So what do we need to make them? Well, a quantum processor, you require circuit boards and superconductors. So we've made one of those goods. We've made circuit boards. What's the other thing that could be made? Yeah. Well, if we're just focusing on stasis devices, it's quantum processors and cryogenic chambers and iridescite. Iridescite is a base product which is pretty available in most shops, and trade terminals you'll get to will have iridescite. It's quite easy to come by, and even those abandoned storage units that you can find dotted across plants. I don't bother with them because I'm kind of beyond that. I don't need to worry about picking up those things. Can contain these items, even more valuable ones. But if you want to make, and I do want to make stasis devices, and I do want to make fusion igniters, because these items are worth so much more money. 15 million units, 15.6 million units per thing. We need to make some more things. We've got some of the elements that will make up some of the things that will make up those high value items, but we're not there yet. So, with a little bit more production, so this was our agriculture. I call it agriculture. I don't know where I'm running. I'm going back. Let's go back to the old base. That's right. Get off that ladder. Oh, he loves the ladder, he does. We talk about, oh, they're not here anymore, are they? We talk about atmosphere harvesters. And this is definitely not knowledge you're supposed to understand from day one. This is knowledge that you glean over time. And once you get into a production cycle, that bit is fairly rote. What we've done, we've worked out the right combination of plants that give us the right resources that can make more complex things. Once that's down, you can work on the other bits, which are slightly more, well, are they more obtuse? I don't know. Difficult to regulate, I suppose. Difficult to, oh, I've got no carpet, have I? Let me just quickly mine some carbon. That's the right dust. I want plants. This is the old-fashioned way, obviously, of getting resources, to get your mining bean out and grind things down. Oh, let's leave. There we go, we shook him off our tail. So why am I bothering to have these atmosphere harvesters? Atmosphere harvesters, depending on the type of planet you're on, will get gas. And that gas, that type of gas, is dependent on the type of environment you're in. Sulfurine, as you can see on the information page here, a pungent atmospheric gas, highly concentrated, extremely hazardous to organic life. Sulfur, it's not great to breathe in. With the aid of specialty machinery, which is these atmosphere harvesters, it can be extracted from the atmospheres of scorched and desert planets. And there is no surprise, this here is a scorched, well, it's a desert planet. It's a hot planet. If you look around these, you'll probably find some cactus flesh growing. Is that cactus flesh? No. But they'll be around, without doubt. The sulfurine, this gas, I picked up some ferrite as well, can be extremely useful. I'm just going to nip around and pick up the other gases. Scorched sulfurine. And we might need now to start dipping into my actual storage containers to make up the rest of the production. But essentially, that's where we are. That's where the agriculture part of my production chain comes in. I've got plants, turns into resources I combine, make value goods, and then turn those value goods into even more higher value goods. Now there are 5 types of planetary gas now. Sulfurine, hot, radon, cold, nitrogen, normal. You also have methane available now from gas giants, and I don't know, can you harvest chromatic metal through an atmosphere harvester? Maybe you can, maybe you can't, I don't know. Let's pop that in the exosuit and refuel. There are 3 atmosphere harvesters on there's a limit. You can only have 3 atmosphere harvesters per base. So that's why I haven't centralized all of this into one place. This is as centralized as it can get. This is a scorched planet. You can see the Earth is burning. And you don't need a lot of power for a base like this. It's just one room with a portal in it, and that, even to keep powered 24 hours a day, 2 solar panels and a battery is fine. I even use fancy doors, these force field doors, which do take up power, but I do like them. Prefer them to other doors. So we've gone there, and we've got another one over here. So the other side of the production chain, to make these high value items, you can't farm all of the stuff. You've got to go out and find it. Sulfurine and radon help, so do nitrogen. And I'll show you in my inventory the items that they can make. That looks like my ship is again poking through. I think I need to, just for my own sanity, I need to build a landing platform out here to put my ship on when I come in, because I'm not happy with that. This is another scorched planet, so this is also going to be producing sulfurine. Oh, that's gone in the wrong inventory, never mind. Yeah. I'll be alright. Picking up some carbon to refuel these bits, these machines. I did note that I put something in my freighter. Yeah, that just needs refueling. Lovely. Now these atmosphere harvesters will have, I think, a production cycle of around 40 minutes in real time. But we don't need to worry about that right now. I don't want to go to the bubblegum. I want to use my base terminus. There we go. Not happy about that at all. So let's go back to my capital ship. Because being in the capital ship, if you have a capital ship, what you can do is also have your storage containers here. These are exactly the same storage containers that are on my bases. There are 10 of them. And a quick check there. They're numbered 0 to 9. And I've laid them out in numerical order because I am fussy. And they work exactly the same way as they do in a base. However, you are given the advantage here in your capital ship, if you have your storage containers here, that you can access all of them by going to your freighter tab and pressing left and right on your controller. I'm on a PlayStation, by the way, so let me move that back to where it was there. So you can actually get access to all your storage units very simply in one space, and that can be very helpful when you're dealing with production. So I picked up a load of sulfurine. I also picked up 3 dots of ferrite and some oxygen, some carbon, and some ferrite, pure ferrite, not magnetized. Just by simply grinding away. They're not essential. I'm going to put these away somewhere. My inventory is an absolute tip because I've moved all my exosuit inventory out for this. Exercise. When I finish the stream, I'm going to be building it back up as well. So please don't pay attention to these screens because they look horrible to me. That's such a mess. But for the purposes of this exercise, it was a sacrifice to make. My production is also specifically designed to make more than I actually need. So every time I do a production, I will have 200 gamma root over, 150 fungal mold, etc. if I make the same elements each time. And the reason behind that is because I want to have a stock of everything available to me as I explore the galaxy. Because you never know what you'll need. You never know. But we're still trying to make more high value items than this. And if we look at this page, this is my container storage called Bob's, in which I already have lots and lots of stasis devices and fusion igniters, but I'm keeping them there. Again, that's me hoarding. I want to make stuff to sell, and we talked about what we need to do that. We have some elements that will help make the elements that will then go on to make these items. But let's have a look at a stasis device. As we've said, stasis devices are made from quantum processors, cryogenic chambers, and iridescent. Iridescent is a common element, but we need to know how to make quantum processors and cryogenic chambers. Just for your information, a fusion igniter is made from a portable reactor, a quantum processor, and geodesite. Again, geodesite is another common element that you can find dotted around the place. There's no rhyme or reason really to it, I don't think. If you have frigates, they'll often bring geodesite, and they'll often bring iridescent as well. But the common thing is they both need quantum processors. So let's have a look at quantum processors. Quantum processors are made by combining a circuit board with a superconductor. If you remember, we made some circuit boards this morning. So what about superconductors? Well, superconductors, this is a superconductor here, are made from semiconductors and enriched carbon. Semiconductors, these golden discs here, are made from thermic condensate and nitrogen salt. Thermic condensate is made from sulfurine and condensed carbon. The other element in there is nitrogen salt, and nitrogen salt is made of nitrogen and condensed carbon. And there'll be a third, which I can't remember, which will be radon and condensed carbon. Enriched carbon. Is that right? Yes. So there are 3 elements that you can make by taking condensed carbon and one of the planetary gases. I haven't tried methane, by the way. I haven't got enough methane to try. Maybe we should see and look and find what that is. Maybe there's a whole hidden production chain level to me that I don't know about. That would be fun. Put that in my head for something to do. So that was several layers there: superconductors, semiconductors, thermic condensate, nitrogen salt, and that's the base. These are the base items: nitrogen salt and thermic condensate. You'll see that I've got an excess of nitrogen salt. Again, you're dealing now in my terminology. I like to have 3 full boxes of an item, and any excess I put in a separate space, and I know this will not damage my stock level. So if we make some thermic condensate, which is sulfurine and condensed carbon, we shall be able to make some more thermic condensate, which we combine with the nitrogen salt to make semiconductors, which I can then combine with enriched carbon to make superconductors, which I can then combine with the circuit boards to make quantum processors. I know this only because I've worked this through so many times. I still have to remind myself. But if we look at my excess stock levels, I don't have any excess of thermic condensate. I do have some enriched carbon. I do have some nitrogen salt. So I'm going to make some more thermic condensate. I've been using the sulfurine to do that. I would normally have a stock of condensed carbon in my inventory, but I've moved it out somewhere. Here. Hey, Mactium, how are you doing?
I understand now why you need those gases. I don't have a lot of hours in there.
Oh yeah, your message got cut off there because Twitch don't... Oh no, it's fine, it's very good. Where are you from, Mactium? Where's my Twitch summary? Oh, nice. Okay, so, France. I love France. Whereabouts in France are you? Where? One of the good things about the crafting menu is that they highlight the things you can actually make. But because I have access to all of my stocks in my storage containers, I can make most things. That does allow you a certain... If you're a hoarder like me, then it's not great. But what we do have in my inventory is 2,250 sulfurine and 3,090 condensed carbon. Sulfurine is 250 and 50 condensed carbon, so I can make 2,250. I can make 9 thermic condensate, and my immediate reaction is to put it into storage. There. I'm going to immediately get that out again, because we want the thermic condensate to make semiconductors.
I am from the south of France. I understood from your videos that you are in London. Great city.
It is a great city. I haven't spent a lot of time in the south of France. I've been to Montpellier and Languedoc, the region around there, which is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But being, from the south of England, I suppose the most France I've seen is Bretagne or Normandy, Caen and Cherbourg and all the ports along there. But it's a beautiful country. I really liked Languedoc. It's a beautiful place. Okay, so I've made some thermic condensate. I'm going to pop that here. I've got my nitrogen there. So that should make semiconductors.
From Montpellier.
I stayed in a tiny village, and I'm going to butcher the name, but Parole d'Esquelette, I think. It's like there's 15 houses there. Beautiful. Okay, so nitrogen salt and thermic condensate make semiconductors, bonk, and semiconductors plus circuit boards, no, enriched carbon. Okay. Enriched carbon is one of those things. I have 3 and I could make more, because enriched carbon is radon and condensed carbon. I've still got condensed carbon here. So let's get some radon out of storage. And check my brain. What am I making? Enriched carbon. I want to make a few more enriched carbons. Here. 250. I want to kind of make 6. There. Good, can pop that there. And it's a lot more demanding on the gas than it is of the condensed carbon, which is why I've got those atmosphere harvesters collecting that gas. So, semiconductors plus enriched carbon makes superconductors. Yep. And superconductors plus circuit boards make quantum processors. I've only got 3 circuit boards, but I know that I've got some excess. 15 in fact. 10's plenty. So these 9 and 9 circuit boards, that makes quantum processors. Still got 1 excess there, put that away. Okay. So now we have these items which were 4.4 million units each, but with even a bit more effort, we can either make portable reactors or cryogenic chambers. Cryogenic chambers are made from living glass, which I've also made this morning, and cryopumps. What are cryopumps made of? Hot ice and thermic condensate. Yeah, there you go. Thermic condensate is essential for this level of production. I'm definitely not making enough thermic condensate. But that's okay. I'll get by. I'm just going to actually borrow some from my inventory for now. I don't have any excess, do I? No. I've used all my gas this morning. Yeah. So just to complete the cycle, I'll damage my stock levels. This is how much I love you guys. Cryopumps plus living glass make cryogenic chambers, 1 per 1. And then with a ridicite, 1 quantum processor, 1 cryogenic chamber, and 1 iridicyte will make, where are they? Stasis devices.
I am from Milai, the huge bridge not far from Montpellier.
Oh yeah. Pas d'Escalette. Yeah.
When I go to Montpellier, I used to do money.
I think I've been to Miel. Yeah, I agree. Sentinel ships are a really good way of making money. And the things that you pick up to find them are pretty easy, it seems. I'd love to be able to break them down, because that Sentinel ship parts look like fun. Have we finished? No. We're going to make stasis devices, quantum processors. 9 of those. Cool. So we've gone from these little tiny elements all the way through to more complex, and then even more complex, and then combining it with other elements that are around, and we make these units, which are 15 million units each. And if I sold all of these, which I'm going to do, I'm going to sell them, I will earn 140 million units in total. There you go. That's my production chain explained. The only other thing to mention is not all economies are the same. When you are in a system, such as the system we're in right now, every system has a type of economy associated with it, and that economy will have 3 different values: 1-star, 2-star, or 3-star value, and they will offer you differing prices on some goods. Energy supply actually, I think they like stasis devices. So if we look at the prices here, and I look at what I can sell, oh, the price isn't that good. He says, arguing over 0.5% of a price drop. But it's worthy shopping around and working out what goods you make and where you can sell them for profit. But I think that's going to be the whole of this one. Was it an hour? I think it was, just under an hour. Because I'm going to spend some time now putting my inventory back the way it was, just so that I don't go insane next time I look at No Man's Sky. I do think keeping a tidy inventory is a really important part of being able to navigate No Man's Sky efficiently and simply. But I do note now that you have these shortcuts here on the side to resort your inventory by type and name. I find just come up with a system and stick to it. Come up with a system what works for you, and therefore when a new element appears in your inventory, you know, because you'll see, you go, oh, what's that? That's out of place. There's something in that space that wasn't there before. So it's worthwhile keeping a regular pattern. If you die, obviously all of that goes to waste, but keep it in mind how you kept it. But until then, I'm going to wrap this one up, and we're going to label it as a special, and I'll probably pin it and do, all those social media things that I should do with a special piece of content. And we will resume our... Oh, baby crying, poor thing. We'll resume our normal travels tomorrow. Until that time, Maxim, I also have a Discord if you're interested. There's nobody else there but me at the moment in time. Ouais, mes français est très mauvais. Au revoir, à bientôt. Ouais. Hope to see you soon. And if you want to stop by the Discord, I'll say hello there too. But salut. Ah, maintenant, oui. Bon, allez.